A lot of y'all are not gonna understand this when I say this. 95% of modern fighting games are not good video games. That don't apply to Sega though. They get it. One of the most important games at the Summer's Game Fest was Virtua Fighter Crossroads. And if you know me, I haven't publicly ever said it. I always respect all fighting games, but there was one that I never really cared for or ever really wanted to play because I was too young to care about that stuff at the time. From the beginning, I saw it. My granddad loved it. His favorite character was Kage. Growing up, I always used to make jokes about how like sauceless Virtual Fighter was. Yes, I love Shaw Brothers films, old Jet Li's, 90s martial arts movies, I love it. But growing up, I feel like it didn't have anything dynamic, or the hits didn't move well, or the speed just didn't captivate me for a fighting game. What if I told you Sega understood this and took it tenfold? Virtua Fighter Crossroads is going to revolutionize fighting games and Sega forever. I'm not saying it to glaze, I'm saying it because it's going to potentially be a fact if they keep going on this steady track record of how they're showing everything. Hey, how's it going? Y'all enjoying this video already? Make sure you hit the like button, sub up, because I'm probably gonna be the best Virtua Fighter YouTuber talking about this game. The huge problem with fighting games, the fighting and the gameplay be so fucking peak. Like the mechanics be fun as well if you just like fighting games. And then you look at everything else in the game and be like, what the hell is all these extra modes? And a lot of game modes function in fighting games like we still stuck in 1997. If you're an active fighting game player, unless you're a fan of the game, when the last time have you touched an arcade mode or a time attack? Be honest. You probably haven't even touched them for the game. You probably got 1,000 to 2,000 hours in. Virtua Fighter is revolutionizing that more than ever. And guess what you focus on? The fighting. The stuff that keeps people playing. Genius. Street Fighter 6 does this while like you see all the World Tour content, you probably upset about it, but then you still got the game. Now Capcom could do better at adding some balance and some changes to the mechanics. I'm not saying they're perfect with that, but they made Street Fighter 6 not just a fighting game for fighting game people, it made it a game for everybody. And I think that's the same logic and strategy that VF is going for with the new VF game, Virtua Fighter Crossroads. Looking at Summer's Game Fest and the showcase that they had during that week, you can easily tell that they're revolutionizing story modes in fighting games. When we talk about fighting game story modes, there's only a couple that people generally like to talk about from a mass appeal perspective. Like lore-wise, I can argue Soul Calibur's the best. I can also argue Guilty Gear's the best lore-wise. And Blaze Blue is my favorite series. It's just fighting game Kingdom Hearts. Well, some parts of it could be confusing as all hell. There's Mortal Kombat, then arguably Tekken, and I think VF with this game is going to be up there. Like even with the theme song you've been hearing, the intro song that you've heard in the VF teaser story mode trailer. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It seems like it's hitting people on a realistic front and hitting people in the culture, because VF's big thing, while many people like it, is the realism, and leaning harder into that and making it something that even more people nowadays can connect with. This could be the key for the future of Virtua Fighter. And I think Sega is aware of what a fighting game needs, but what mass appeal and just general gaming audiences and entertainment needs as well. I generally think it's gonna be peak, bro. I think it's gonna be peak. Funny enough, Sega always knew ball. Sega as a company was always tracing different trends. A lot of y'all probably don't even know Demon Slayer 2 and the Demon Slayer games are arguably some of the best arena fighters we've gotten in the last decade. It's not a Bandai game, they're Sega's. And even before Virtua Fighter 5 came out, Virtua Fighter literally popularized 3D video games. Sega and Virtua Fighter showed the world the possibilities of what 3D video games can do in different areas of entertainment. Even in the late 90s, early 2000s, Virtua Fighter was a big driving factor to being the foundation of seeing so many different 3D games come to life on consoles and even in Japanese and various arcades. So I do think Sega has the ability with Virtua Fighter Crossroads right now to keep up with the capacity of something even bigger than Street Fighter 6, even go further beyond. Hardest videos to make, because every day since Summer's Games Fest, there's been news. We got some story details on Virtua Fighter Crossroads, and I'm gonna tell you why it's pretty sick. Let me read the description to you. Here's the story details. Crossroads is set a decade after the events of Virtua Fighter 5, and an overarching evil conglomerate from the story. The Judgment 6 is gone. There's no longer a world tournament for these fighters to participate in, and there's no secret Dural project stealing all of their fight data to build another super weapon. Although that story is ironically is just the present of today, or present of today. Now, I don't know nothing about Virtua Fighter's story. All I knew was Dural and Sarah be going through some secret agent bullshit. That being said, I do think it's pretty hype that they're taking kind of like a Street Fighter 6 approach. Like, there's lore for people that know ball, but also as a good starting point for people that have probably never touched a VF in their whole entire life. This is a 10+ old series and a 10+ year old game going from VF 5 to Crossroads, so it makes more sense for them to establish a middle ground for both. And I think a new generation story is pretty good to build up new characters, new ideologies, and new things going forward with the future of the Virtua Fighter series. Now here's the part y'all want me to talk about. And I'm telling everybody this now, I am from the future. Call me Yaya the way I'm about to spit right now. Let's talk about the community side and the debates with the gameplay. If you watched VFC's showcase, aka VF6, you know that they said the game was already very simple to play. To have a good fighting game, you gotta have some depth in there to keep people constantly turning the game on every day. Another reason why Sega gets it. I'm a big fan of fighting games being easy to play, hard to master. That's just how I personally have been. Because if I can feel like I'm doing cool stuff and then I'll be like, wait, what was that? And then I want to go deeper, that makes me want to play a fighting game more. There's going to be up to 3 to 4 types of people that going to bitch about Virtua Fighter 6's gameplay. I'm telling you right now. There's going to be the old head that thinks all the extra animations that they added to VF Crossroads is unnecessary and not cool and annoying. Just being a boomer about it. There's going to be the old player, the old traditional player that wants just a new game all entirely and willing to adapt to whatever happens in the game.
Please, I need this.
And then there's going to be the players that's been playing Virtua Fighter pre-5, like way early 90s, and say VF Crossroads has no soul because RGG is using their engine or their own or something stupid like that. And I come from the Tekken community, which is why I stopped playing the Tekken community. And I've dealt with the Tekken 8 community, which is why I stopped playing Tekken 8. It pisses me the hell off. Constant complaining and whining and stuff like that, instead of just voicing at the devs and being like, hey, could you fix this? Instead of being so negative, nasty towards y'all feedback. I'm a firm believer of it's how you say it versus just saying it. I give you an example. For example, in Tekken, I could go, hey man, I think Clive is broken. I think this should be toned down about this character. Please, can you do something about this, Bandai? Yada yada. How the Tekken community actually freaking acts.
Yo, Clive is so garbage. I can't stand these dumbass developers. All of y'all suck. I hate Michael Murray. All of y'all. Harada's a failure. Bandai, you need to shut your studio down now.
I'm not gonna listen to if I'm a developer if you talking to me like that. Like, give me your feedback. Why you give me that, and then we can see if we can work on it when we get time to work on it. And another thing, from all of the gameplay stuff, people talking about the game, for people that are going to actively enjoy VF6 when it comes out and truly love it, if there's any negative talking points or pains about it, do not let people spread misinformation. Shut it down. After you say what you need to say, mute it after 1 or 2 interactions, go on with your day. Because some people be spreading misinformation and lying because social media lets you get paid to tweet and type some bullshit. I got that off my chest. All in all, outside of Melty Blood, Twi Lumina, Virtua Fighter Crossroads is my most excited fighting game of 2027. Honestly, I don't know what else coming out. Those are the only 2 that's gonna matter for me that year at that point. So whoopee. If y'all enjoyed today's video and like this style of video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and drop some hype down below to push the video up in the algorithm. I'm not even trolling. It does help the channel out a lot. Like, it's crazy how they giving the opportunity for smaller creators to win. You guys are golden, and that is raw. Voila, peace. I'm out. Now back to looking at the same pie gameplay and gooning.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!